It's the second Monday of the 11th month, and this is Wonola Aditayo, the Shaper, welcoming you to this week's edition of Faith Capsules, powered by the Shaper's Ark. Our scripture for today is taken from Mark chapter 16, verse 14. Afterward, he appeared to the 11 themselves as they were reclining at table, and he rebuked them for their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they had not believed those who saw him after he had risen. Three things are noticeable from the interaction between Jesus and his disciples in this scripture, and they are: 1, loss of motivation; 2, unbelief; and 3, unwavering commitment. What lessons can we learn from this? Number 1, loss of motivation. After Jesus was crucified and buried, his disciples lost their motivation and they abandoned the commission. My friend, is there a project, business idea, or mission that you have abandoned because you suddenly lost the zeal for it, or because the original source of your motivation seems to have died? Jesus is calling you out this week to awaken yourself, to get up and get on with the assignment. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 14 says, "That is why it is said, wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." Number 2, unbelief. Jesus Christ reprimanded the disciples for their refusal to believe those he sent to them to confirm that he had ascended and was no longer in the grave. Their hearts had become hardened because they were hooked on what they saw with their eyes rather than the words he had spoken to them. What idea did God plant in your mind that has now been buried because things seem not to be working in its favor? Who has God sent to you to urge you on, but you have ignored their message in unbelief? What economic prediction are you gazing at that is preventing you from trusting God's promises? 2 Chronicles 20:20b says, "Believe in the Lord your God, so shall ye be established. Believe his prophets, so shall ye prosper." My friends, believe those that God has sent your way to encourage you to march forward with that project and that business venture, because your prosperity lies in your faith and in the actions that you take towards your goals. Third, faithfulness of God. In spite of the disciples' demonstration of unbelief and in spite of their abandonment of the assignment, Jesus remained faithful and showed his physical body to his disciples before ascending into heaven. If you have demonstrated unbelief before, this week you have another chance with God. He is faithful to complete the good work that he started in you. Like Zerubbabel has recorded in Zechariah chapter 4 verse 9, your hand that started this will complete it. You will not be an abandoned project in God's hands. And just as Jesus did, I urge you this week to go back and encourage others to discard unbelief and to receive renewed zeal to take up that abandoned project and give it a second shot. As you do this, God will walk with you and will walk with them, and signs and wonders will bring to pass the promises of God for your life and for their lives. Till I come your way next week, this is Wonola Aditayo, the Shaper. Shalom.